Tell us your personal mantra. I know you talked about love earlier, but do you have a saying that you live by?
I can do all things through God. That's what I say to myself all the time. On my own, I can't do a thing.
Yeah.
But with God's help, I can do anything. And he says it over and over. And I believe it. And sometimes I forget.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have an accountability partner, which I highly recommend. And she'll go, did you forget who's in charge here? And I go, I get back on course. So there are a lot of things that help us to stay on course. Reading the scripture. I just taught a course on writing letters to God.
Yeah.
And that's one of the tools that I teach, and one of the tools God gave me, and one of the tools that I teach women to have a good life. You need tools. Mm-hmm. So, accountability partners are one of my tools.
Yeah, and I love that. And as you can listen throughout this whole episode, you guys can hear that there's not one answer, there's multiple answers, multiple solutions to one problem, right? So she combines various things, whether if it's people, resources, audio, scriptures, God, and that's what sometimes you got to be careful, because there are people out there who will say, this is the answer, and that's it, versus understanding that each of us are made uniquely and we're wired differently, and what might work for Mary Ellen might not work for me, and what might work for me might not work for her. But if you take bits and pieces as the Lord opens, because remember, he's not a one size fits, you can't put him in a box. God is limitless, right? And he'll use anything and everything to give you the answers that you need, but you have to be open. But most importantly, you got to seek after it. You got to go after it. Mary Ellen wouldn't be where she is right now if she didn't pursue it, right? If she didn't go after it, if she didn't see herself the way God sees her. And talk to us about, if you were to look back at your journey, what is the one thing that you did that you feel that changed, your growth trajectory of your life? Like, what, if you could look back, what would that be?
I would say the willingness to believe that I am a leader of leaders. And that takes special skill. Mm-hmm. Because, of course, I became a leader in my family of origin because I was the firstborn. And, your father says, you're in charge.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what do I do? But so I kind of got used to that. And, maybe I got a little bossy there. I hope I'm not bossy, but but I probably was when I was a kid, But I think recognizing that I had special ability. My father was a leader. He was in the Marine Corps and he led many men. Mm-hmm. And I think, it came naturally to me. And my father said, you could do anything. Because I remember going to him and said, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with my life. And he just looked at me and said, you can do absolutely anything. And you know what? I believed him. I believed him. And that's why I say, I talk to God every morning. I have my little quiet time. And I write a letter to God. And on one side of my journal, I'm writing. And the other side is what I hear him say to me. A whisper, just a little whisper. And because I'm already in the zone with him, I believe the whispers, Like, he might bring something up that I need to put at the top of my to-do list.